The fork was halfway to his mouth when she screamed, "Don't eat that!" A girl burst through the restaurant doors, barefoot, filthy, her voice cutting through the room like glass. Every conversation stopped. Marcus Bennett froze, his fork suspended in the air. She ran straight toward him, her eyes locked on his plate, not on him, on the food. The entire restaurant stared. She stood there trembling, her chest heaving. "Please, don't eat it." My closest competitor said, "I'll not get up to 1,000 views on this video. Can we prove them wrong? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos." A woman gasped. A waiter rushed forward. "I'm so sorry, sir. We'll handle this immediately." Marcus lowered his fork and stared at the girl. She was maybe 12, her clothes torn, a fresh bruise on her cheek. But she wasn't begging, she was terrified. "Please," she whispered, "something's wrong with it." A man in a suit scoffed. "This is ridiculous. Get her out." The manager appeared. "Security." 2 guards moved toward her. She backed away, her eyes darting between them and Marcus. "I'm serious. You can't eat that." Marcus waved them off. "It's fine. Just go." He turned back to his plate. But she didn't move. She stood there, fists clenched, staring at his food like it might explode. Her hands shook. Her breathing came too fast. This wasn't about hunger. This was fear. Marcus noticed the dirt under her nails, the way she kept glancing at the kitchen door. "Listen, kid," he said quietly, "I appreciate it, but the food here is safe." She shook her head hard. "No, it's not. Someone poisoned it. I saw them." A guard grabbed her arm. She flinched but didn't fight back. "Come on." Marcus hesitated. Something in her voice made him pause, but he'd built a billion-dollar company by trusting facts, not the frantic claims of a homeless child. He picked up his fork again. "Wait!" She lunged forward and knocked the plate from his hand. It shattered on the floor. The restaurant erupted. The manager stormed over, furious. "That's it. Call the police." Marcus stood, sauce staining his suit, his patience gone. "Enough." The girl backed against the wall, tears streaming down her face. "I'm sorry, but you don't understand. Someone poisoned the vegetables this morning in the parking lot." The guard grabbed her by both arms. She looked at Marcus, her voice breaking. "Check the cameras, please. Just check the cameras." The manager scoffed. "This is absurd." But Marcus held up his hand. "Wait, check the footage." The manager hesitated, then pulled out his phone and called security. 5 minutes later, they were all gathered around a monitor in the back office. The security guard pulled up the morning footage. There it was, 7:43 a.m., a delivery van in the parking lot, boot open, crates of vegetables visible. A figure on a bicycle rode up, wearing a mask and gloves. They looked quickly around, then pulled out a small spray bottle. They sprayed the vegetables methodically, crate after crate, their movements fast and practiced. 30 seconds, that's all it took. Then they shoved the bottle into their jacket, mounted the bike, and disappeared down the alley. The manager's face went white. "Oh my God!" Marcus turned to the girl. "You saw this?" She nodded, her voice small. "I sleep in the alley next to the parking lot. I saw everything. I tried the delivery driver, but he didn't hear me. The van left before I could stop it." Marcus stared at the screen, then back at her. His legs felt weak. She just saved his life. The manager was already on the phone with the police. The kitchen staff was being evacuated. The entire restaurant was being shut down. Marcus knelt in front of her. "What's your name?" "Sophia." "Sophia, you just saved my life. Do you understand that?" She looked at him with hollow eyes. "I couldn't just watch. My mom always said if you see something wrong, you have to speak up, even if no one listens." Marcus felt his throat tighten. "Where is your mom?" Her eyes dropped. "Gone. She left 3 weeks ago and didn't come back." Marcus stood slowly. "You've been alone for 3 weeks?" She nodded. "I'd been staying in the alley. I tried the shelter, but they needed an adult with me. I didn't know what else to do." Marcus pulled out his phone, his hands shaking, not from fear anymore, from anger. Anger that a child who just prevented a murder was living on the streets. "We're fixing this right now." Sophia looked up, confused. "What do you mean?" "You're not spending another night in that alley, and we're going to find your mother." He made 3 calls. The first to a private investigator he'd worked with before. The second to a social worker from his foundation. The third to a hotel manager who owed him a favor. Within an hour, Sophia had a room, clean clothes, and a hot meal, and the search for her mother had begun. 6 days later, Marcus stood in a women's shelter downtown. Sophia sat beside him, her hair clean, her face scrubbed, wearing a new jacket. The investigator had found her mother in a rehabilitation facility 2 hours away. She'd checked herself in the day she disappeared, too ashamed and broken to tell Sophia where she was going. She thought Sophia would be better off without her. Now she walked through the shelter doors, her eyes red and swollen, her hands trembling. "Sophia?" Sophia ran. They crashed into each other in the middle of the room, sobbing, holding on like the world might rip them apart again. Marcus watched from a distance, his chest tight. The police had arrested the man on the bicycle 2 days earlier, a disgruntled former employee trying to sabotage the restaurant. He would have succeeded if not for a 12-year-old girl who refused to stay silent. As Marcus turned to leave, Sophia called out, "Mr. Bennett?" He stopped and turned. She smiled, small but real. "Don't eat that." He smiled back, his eyes wet. "I won't, not without checking first." If you believe in making the world a better place, give this video a like and subscribe to Life Tales for more life-changing stories.